This video, I want to talk to you about 9 things I wish I knew before I got started on YouTube. I'm not going to waste your time. Let's jump into it. And as always, I got my notes to keep myself organized because you already know I like to ramble. And the first thing is first. Stop waiting to start. I bought a camera years ago. I would have got started years ago. I bought so many cameras. And I said to myself, yo, Storm, I'm going to start making videos. And then guess what? I kept doubting myself. I kept thinking to myself what my friends would think of me, what the people outside here watching me make this video now would think of me. I was always concerned about everything else except making the videos. And I'm telling y'all, don't wait. I say this almost in every other video, and I say to myself, yo, I need to stop. I need to start making these videos, stop doubting myself. You need to take that. You already got the camera. You got the idea. I know that feeling that you have. I know that feeling. I have it all the time. Even when I was thinking about like making my first video, I kept stepping back. I'm like, nah, it's not gonna come out good. My voice gonna sound weird. They gonna probably judge me. That, you know, I would worried about what my friends would think, what my family would think. They don't even care. Nobody cares. Honestly, nobody cares what you do. They're all just, they're not concerned. In the beginning, also on YouTube, nobody's gonna care about your videos. And that's all right. But stop waiting and stop letting people dictate what you want to do here on this platform. You bought that camera, you spend your hard-earned money. You're gonna buy the camera and sit there and make a recording and be like, oh, I don't like the way that sounds. Oh, I don't like the way the lighting is. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. Make the video. Don't doubt yourself. I know it's hard. I know how tiring it is to be like, yo, I want to make this video, but I don't have the right niche. I don't have the right hook. I don't like the way I sound. Sometimes I'll be saying, yo, I need to get a haircut, or I got to make sure my hair is right. But to be honest with you, no one cares. I look back at my videos. Some of my videos, my hair wasn't done. I look back at my videos. Some of the times I stuttered. I made mistakes. Just stop waiting. Start creating. I'm telling you, this is a big one. This is a big one. You will regret it. I would have got started 4 years ago if I would have got through the doubt or the perception of trying to figure everything out. I'm still trying to figure things out. Like right now, it's harder for me to say to myself, oh, I can't make a video. I spent all this money in this camera. Like, no, come on, man. Let's move on to the next one, man. Let's move on to the next one. Like, the next one is like, your niche will evolve. Like, I started making videos about my day in the life. I was making videos on DJI cameras and stuff like that, and little pocket cameras. And that changed. It's gonna evolve. You're gonna make a video, it's gonna do terrible. You're gonna make another video, it's gonna do terrible. You're gonna make 100 videos. Last year, I made maybe like 100 to 200 plus videos, if I'm counting correctly. And some of them didn't do good. And that's all right. It's gonna evolve. Now, I wanna motivate you while motivating myself to create content on YouTube. It's that simple. It will change. You're gonna say to yourself, oh, I want to do content on like finance. I want to do content on fitness. I want to do content on all these things. You're gonna try a bunch of things. You're gonna see what your audience is interested in, and you're also gonna find something that aligns with your values. And then you're gonna be able to be so authentic. I'm telling you, once you figure out, and I know people say it just takes that one video and it takes that switch. Once you flip that switch on, and what people mean by that switch, if you will, it's like once you find out what you like, what your audience is aligned with, and that's gonna take time. But don't wait. I regret waiting for the right thing and trying to build the perfect niche to then create content. That was my thought. I was like, what am I gonna talk about on YouTube, right? What am I gonna talk about on YouTube? And when I decided to myself, I'm gonna try a bunch of things. I'm gonna try talking about this. I'm gonna try talking about work. I'm gonna try talking about cameras. And then eventually, like, the camera thing was cool because I really like using cameras, because my challenge was talking to the camera and understanding how cameras work. And I'm still learning. There's so much you can learn. And that's what I mean by evolving. That's gonna evolve. You're gonna learn so much about finance or fitness in the beginning. And then eventually, there's so much more you can do. And trust me, once you do that, and you stop, don't worry about that. If you don't worry about the niche, once you figure that out, you'll be fine. And trust me, you'll start making way more videos and you'll have a lot more fun doing it. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one, oh my God, this one is huge. This is huge. The next one, views must be earned. And I had to tell myself this. Like, I will make a video And at first, I would say to myself, why am I not getting no views on my videos? Why is nobody watching my videos? Like, just because you put a video on YouTube, listen to me very carefully. Let me get close to the camera. Listen to me very carefully. Just because you put a video on YouTube does not mean you automatically get views. And I had to tell myself that. I had to tell myself that, y'all. Like, I'm not guaranteed views because I recorded the camera. You have to improve, get better hooks, build thumbnails out. We'll cover that in a little bit. You got to build titles. You got to do all these things. Listen, one, you don't owe nobody any apologies, but two, people don't pay to watch your videos. They trade something that's way more valuable, and that's time. They trade their time in order, to you for your content. And while you're doing so, you got to provide value because you're paying them back, right? So views are not guaranteed. Views are not something that is, you're guaranteed views. Those views are not supposed to be given to you just because you press record. And I know everyone says press record, but the only way you can build that value, continue to build that portfolio, is by providing value and improving, talking to the camera. They're earned. You have to work for those views. You got to remember, think about yourself. When you open up the YouTube app or youtube.com, there are so many people and I'm telling you, there's so many people that are way better than me when it comes to creating content. But at the same time, I have something that I could provide, and that's value. That's value, and the proposition is they're trading their time for your value. So your views they're not guaranteed. You're not going to just get views because you bought the best camera and did all these things, and I'll cover that in another part of the video. But you got to remember that these things are not guaranteed. I'm just going to leave it at that. You got to earn them. You got to work hard. It takes time. And to be honest with you, sometimes if I do a bad video, if my video sucks, I deserve to not get views on that video. It's all about trading your time. They're trading their time to watch your video. And that time is way more valuable than any camera, any B-roll, any of those things. They're way more valuable. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. I hope y'all enjoying this, man, and getting value out of this. And if you are, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe. And I'm telling you, I can't believe it, but I can't believe it. We are almost at 12,000 subscribers, y'all. If you drop a like on the video and subscribe, it will be tremendous. It'll mean the world to me. I appreciate you. You were goated. Thank you. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one, let me tell y'all, I had to realize something. And, when I said there's other creators that are doing better, the competition is real, y'all. Competition is real. There's going to be some people that, some niches are saturated than others, and you got to work harder. But either way, every niche or every type of content type, man, there's some YouTube creators that are killing it. I be looking at their color grades. I be listening to their audio. I be looking at the lighting. I be looking at, like, just overall their setups, their cameras. Like, the competition is real. But let me tell you, your authenticity and the value you provide is going to set yourself apart. It's going to set yourself apart. I had to be real with myself. There's almost like 20 million, I mean, if you will, plus, or 20 million plus people on YouTube who are creating, and people who watch. There's so many people that watch, but the competition is fierce, So, and when I first started, I was like, oh man, I created a video about like the Osmo Pocket 3, for instance, and I was like, I looked at some of these videos and I'm like, there's no way I could compete with them. But what you can do is like I told you, is be authentic. You provide that value, and you just be yourself. And you listen. Jealousy is the thief of joy. So if you're so concerned about what somebody else is doing, let me tell you. Listen to me very carefully. You're gonna have a hard time. And I wish I knew that, because that's what I thought in the beginning. I was like, oh, I'm worried about what's, like, man, let me tell you something. Competition is real. Don't worry too much about what somebody else is doing, because then if not, you're not gonna get started. You're not gonna get started. I'm telling you, you are not gonna get started if you think about that competition, because there's so many people out here, and they are great creators. They're doing so much. But I'm gonna be honest with you, focus on your journey. Don't worry too much about those creators, because you know what? The competition is fierce. You know how many people bounce a basketball? You know how many people try to make it to the NBA or the MLB or the NHL or the NFL, like the competition is fierce. You got to think about it like that. There's so many people creating content in this space. And you may be talking about, like I talk about, finance, fitness, camera gear, tech. It's saturated. But what you got to do is provide your own unique seasoning. You put your own seasoning on it. Do what you can to keep their attention. Provide that value and authenticity, man. All right, let's move on to the next one, man. And this one, the next one is YouTube is packaging. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the first thing you did, you saw my thumbnail and you clicked the video. The first thing you did when you watched a video in the past, you looked at the thumbnail, I was like, yo, this is kind of interesting. I want to watch this. That's what I'm talking about. YouTube is definitely, it's about the packaging. It's also providing value, but the first thing you want to do, think about it like a business. You want to get people in the door. And the way you do that is this, you make sure that storefront, that thumbnail looks really good. It's bright. The text is easy to read. It's something that will make you, think about it like this. Would you click on that video and watch it? You got to think about it. The thumbnail. First the thumbnail, because the first thing you're looking at it as a thumbnail, because there's a bunch of tiles in front of you, and they're like, well, I'm trying to pick something that I'm gonna watch during lunch, or I want to figure out how I'm gonna make a video, so I'm gonna watch content like that. Or if I'm trying to figure out how to save money, I want to see what people, you know, what thumbnail, what title, what'll kind of fill that need for me to want to decide to start saving money or get some tips on how to save money. You got to think about it. YouTube is packaging. It is all about what it is all about. Hopefully this wasn't too high. It's all about what can compel them to click. You know, it's all about what can compel them to click. Let's move on to the next one. Now, let me tell you, retention changes everything. And I'm going to tell you, the first 30 seconds is huge. The first 30 seconds of the video is huge. It is huge. Let me tell you, if you come on this camera and you start talking like this, welcome back to another video, guys. I'm going to show you how to create videos on YouTube. No, you got to come, and I talk about this a lot. You got to come with that authority. You got to come with that authority. And let me tell you something. The first 30 seconds is the most important part of the video. You know, you want to build that power, that authority. Like, you know what? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about 9 things that I wish I knew before I got started on YouTube. If you come with that energy, you're going to retain those first people. You know, when you look in that YouTube analytics section and the thing just drops off, and you know, and you look, it's like, damn, the first 30 seconds, everybody's gone. You got to work on that. And I said to myself, I need to work on that. I wish I would have knew that from the beginning, because I would have been in my videos like, listen, let me tell you something, man. Your boy Storm is back with another video. We're going to talk about the Osmo Pocket 3. You need to come with that authority. Come with that authority. Come with that power, so that way you can retain those viewers and earn those views and earn their subscription. It's not about anything else. It ain't about anything else. That's another major key when you're first starting out. I wish I would have knew that. But trust me, focus on that. If you're not in a good mood, don't make a video. I'm gonna be honest. If you're not in a good mood, you're not feeling it, don't make a video. Come back with the time, when the time is right, when you're ready. And there's nothing wrong with that. Your audience will appreciate it. Everybody has a bad day. You're not happy. Maybe somebody cut you off in traffic. They made your Starbucks wrong or something like that. That's gonna happen. But at the end of the day, you gotta see it like this. They're here because they want to get away from their bad day. They're here because they want to get away from their 9 to 5 and just relax. They're here because they're on their lunch hour, they're eating their lunch, and they want to get that inspiration for what's next. But if you come in here with like an old country song, and I ain't nothing against country music, but if you come with this, oh, well, I'm back in a YouTube video. No, come with the power, the authority, ready to work and lock in on creating this content. And I wish I would have known that from the beginning. Trust me. That's another one. Major key. Use that one. Don't come on this camera if you're not feeling it, because the audience ain't going to be feeling it either. Let's move on to the next one. The next one, man. Consistency beats. Hold on. Lock in with me, y'all. Consistency beats motivation. If you, I know this sounds crazy, but listen to me very closely. Discipline creates momentum. When you're disciplining yourself, even though you're consistent, you'll say to yourself, all right, you know what? I'm not feeling it. Like I said in the previous one, and I'm not having the best of days. Even if you want to push through and make that video, hey, let me tell you something. Listen to me very carefully. If you lock in and say to yourself, all right, you know what? I don't want to let these guys down. They're waiting for my video. Let me lock in. Let me dial in on, you know what, I had a bad day. You know what? I don't want to be in, and I'm in this traffic. I'm not really feeling it. Let me lock in and create these videos, because guess what? That momentum will build more and more character. You'll get better at a lot of these things that I mentioned in the video thus far. You'll get better at talking to the camera. You'll get better at coming up with hooks. You'll come through with that authority, and it'll help you push. You use that feeling of not wanting to do something to build momentum, to build power, to say to yourself, I'm gonna lock in. Listen to me. I don't care, if my friends and my family don't like my YouTube videos, I'm gonna still make the videos anyway, right? Let me tell you something. It don't matter. It don't matter. You lock in. That consistency will build momentum, or that momentum will build consistency, however you perceive it. I'm just saying to y'all, don't let these roadblocks get in your way. You'll be like, oh, I didn't want to make one video at one point, and then once I got comfortable, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna set up my camera in an easy way. I'll make it simple, so when I get in the car, my camera's already could just lock in and just sit in a spot, and I could start recording. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, making it easier for yourself. I know we all get tired of doing the same thing sometimes, so switch it up. Anyway, take that momentum, take that fire, and bring it to the camera. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one, man, let me tell you something. Listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully, y'all. This one, your story matters. Authenticity is so important. You gotta, a lot of times when you're making a video, you gotta tell a story, whether it's a product you're reviewing, whether it's a experience you had, or if whatever it is, you're telling the story. You're telling people how you feel or what you experience, your take, whatever it is. Whether it's a finance experience, whether it's a gaming experience, whether it's music, fitness, you're telling a story about yourself and how you feel. So be authentic. You know what I'm saying? This voice that I have, and I understand, I know y'all done heard it before, the YouTube voice. Let me tell you something. You don't have to do that. Authenticity is so important, because guess what? When I got to talk to somebody like a friend or a family member, this is how I talk. This is how I speak. I can't turn it off. Authenticity will always outweigh the fake, the AI, or whatever you want to call it these days. There's tons of those things out there, but yourself and your story and how you tell it will outweigh everything else. I'm telling you, this is big, because what's going to end up happening, and I talk about this a lot in my videos, is when you do fake, when you're tired, when you had your 9 to 5, when you had all those bad things happening, everything is going on, whatever you got going on, when that happens, guess what? I just dropped my phone. When you drop your phone, what's going to happen? You're not going to want to make the video. And I'm telling you, be yourself. I know sometimes I said to myself, I don't like my voice. I said to myself, oh, my hair got to be right. Or I said to myself, I got to wear a particular color shirt, or I got to be in the right spot. Listen, I like parking in a certain spot, so don't judge me on that. But there's some times where those things may not align the way you want. And that's all right. That's okay. Bottom line is this. If that may be the case, either way, doing this fake YouTube voice or putting up a front that is not you, that gets tired. The authenticity will always rise to the top, no matter what. Let's move on to the next one, y'all. All right, we are powering through these, man. If you locked into this last one, these last few, I appreciate you. This last one, I'm gonna tell you, and I wish I would have did this sooner. And made things simple. Let me explain. The next one is systems create freedom. Like this, if you look at my thumbnails, I have a similar system. If you look at a lot of times where I'm filming at, it's in a park, it's in the car, because I can control the audio. As the park has great lighting, I can walk around, I feel comfortable, and I can speak my piece, right? Create simple systems. Listen to me very carefully. Create simple systems so that way you can build consistency, because guess what? If you got a camera that you don't understand, it's going to make it harder for you to make more videos. If you have an editing software that you don't understand, it's going to be harder for you to edit videos. If you film in a place where it's not your comfort zone, it's going to be hard for you to make videos. And I could go on and on and on and on. If you're in a crowd, if you're in a loud area, and sometimes you can't control audio, but it's going to be like the audio is going to be hard for you to balance the audio. There's so many different things. I don't like to complicate my life. Make things simple, create simple systems, so that way when it comes time for you to record, it's time to jump down to business. There's no time for play. It's time to lock in on this videos. So that's what you do. Create simple systems so that way you don't have friction. I don't like friction. I don't like problems. I don't like issues. I don't like variables. I rather, if I could pack my bag with my extra battery just in case, pack my bag with my microphone just in case, pack my bag with ND filters, have my mount set up in the car, have all these things set up, have my particular place, and know what time I want to get there, so that way I don't have to worry about the crowd. There's so many things you can do. You already know how to simplify your life. Just do that. I'm telling you, all these 9 things have held me back for years for creating a video, videos in general, and talking to the camera and getting comfortable and doing all these things. But if you apply these things to your everyday life when it comes to creating content, even if you're not creating videos, you'll love it and you'll enjoy it, and it'll make make your life so much easier. Trust me. Anyway, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe. We are all, I cannot believe this. We are right at the cusp of 12,000, man. I can't believe it. If it wasn't for you doing that, you did this. I appreciate you. Drop a like, subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace.